Good morning, afternoon, or evening, whenever it is that you're listening to this podcast. Hello, CSS Nation. I am Harry Mullen, your host for today. I have a really short uh, message I want to send out today. I know a lot of you have probably received an email from our parent organization, ISHM, in regards to the fact that it is time to vote. There is a change that they're wanting to vote on. It's talking about the name change from IAHCSMM, which they supposedly say stands for ISHM, which every intelligent person out there knows that it doesn't actually spell ISHM, but that's how they like to pronounce it. And the board of directors have thought hard, had contemplated, had many arguments, and had come up with the new name, which would be, I believe, Healthcare Sterile Processing Association. Now, I want to encourage you all to go on your online, look at your email, look for that link, and it's going to be coming from the ISHM election coordinator. I received my notification actually 5 days ago on the 22nd. Now, I haven't voted yet, but I'm going to. And first of all, I just wanted to give you my thoughts on some of the reasons for the name that have been given to me. One of the reasons is that, first of all, let's go with the last MM in the name, materials management. As we all know, for at least 20 plus years, we have transitioned away from materials management. Most, if not all, sterile processing departments generally report now to perioperative services. They report directly to the OR director. And there is even a movement in some facilities throughout the United States to have sterile processing stand on their own and give them their own director. I've even seen some that report to infection prevention or infection control. But bottom line is that generally we're not part of materials management anymore. Another reason for the change, central service. I know that over the years, every time I call into a hospital and I ask for the central service department, they transfer me the storeroom. And the reason being is that central service primarily refers to the fact that back when we were truly combined with materials management, our technicians would do sterile processing duties, as well as we would rotate to materials management and do stock rotation and supplying and stuff. So, I mean, it's really an archaic term using central service or even having materials management as part of our name. Now, I know that I've read some of the articles or some of the responses, like on LinkedIn, where some of you are really in favor of keeping the name. Okay, well, that's the whole point of me going out and telling you right now to tell you to make your decision and vote. It's very important that you vote. All right. So, but I understand that the argument for keeping the name is that we worked very hard in order to be recognized as a profession, and so you want to keep the name. My question to you is, have we really worked all that hard? Because if we had, wouldn't we have one standard name? You go into one facility and we're called the SPD for Sterile Processing Department. You go to another facility, SPD stands for Sterile Processing and Distribution. You go to another one, it's Central Service. There's Central Service and Supply. So we're all over the board in regards to, what our name is. And I think it is especially time that our primary function is sterile processing. We are sterilizing surgical instrumentation. Yes, I understand we still provide services up to the floor. Some facilities are doing crash carts, patient care equipment, even delivering supplies and things of that nature. But we need to first of all, if you were to tell somebody that is not in our industry, what association do you report to? We say ISHM. And they're like, who's that? Never heard of them. So the fact that the name ISHM is not well recognized, to me, is a problem. All right, so now let's go into the new name. And from what I understand, because I've also heard arguments, why didn't they solicit names from the membership as to potentially what we wanted to call ourselves? And I put to you that they did. Maybe not in the way that you expected to, but they did. What they did was they had individuals in all states submit applications to become board members on ISHM. All right, so we have selected board members through different parts of the country. All right, we have our local chapters that have been also involved and know what's been going on. I would assume all, I would hope all, but at least most should have been involved and had had the possibility and had the opportunity to be able to submit names. And the fact that those of us who voted for the board members, we chose them to bring forth our voice. Now, if a lot of people are saying, well, that wasn't my voice, I did not want the name change. And my question to you is, out of the majority, out of 100% of the ISHM membership, did you vote? And I can tell you with certainty, the answer is no. We did not as a whole. I can tell you right now that out of the close to 50,000 members that we have somewhere between 40 and 50,000 members worldwide. That means 10%, if that, voted. Now that's, and that would be, let me get my calculator. So if I took $50,000, I know I'm going to, in my mind, I'm thinking 5,000 voters. And so let's see, so 50,000 times 10% was 5,000. But I can tell you for a fact that not even 5,000 members worldwide voted for our board. All right, one of the problems that we have is that the majority, a grand majority, I'm talking that we probably had close to 4 to 5%, if that, and that is an extremely high number, that actually votes any given time. And you might be saying, Harry, how do you know this? Well, I can tell you because a couple of years ago, if you all recall, I was the chairman of the nomination committee. I headed up handling the applications of people who were applying to be on the board, that wanted to run for a board seat, that wanted to run for president-elect. I was in charge and I selected my team. We went through, selected the individuals who we felt were the most qualified to run, and it was put out to the membership. And I can tell you it was probably less than 2,000 people voted worldwide. Now we're talking between 40 to 50,000 individuals that could have voted. Majority did not. All right. So there's nothing we can do about that now. All right. So, but I can tell you for the vote for the name, the change of the name, excuse me for stumbling. I know this is a live broadcast, but I know that the debate that went on was not just in one meeting. It took several meetings. It took an extremely long time for the board to come up with a consensus as to which direction they wanted to take. And Healthcare Sterile Processing Association is what they came up with. All right. And so I think it's important now, whether you agree or whether you disagree. I'm not trying to influence you one way or another, other than the fact that I want you to vote. It's important that you vote. All right. So, and what it says, if you click on the link, talks about the 2021 ISHM bylaws and articles and incorporation revision. And it says that the board of directors recently completed the new strategic plan for the 2021 to 2023. And as part of that goal, the board looked closely at how ISHM's current name reflects the profession. After careful thought and consideration to better clarify who we are as an organization, the board is proposing the change of our name to Healthcare Sterile Processing Association. Whew, good. I'm glad I got that right. Healthcare Sterile Processing Association, or HSPA. All right. Much shorter. I think it's going to be a lot easier to remember those initials, and because I have to go through and a hard time remembering that it's IAHCSMM. And, to show you how difficult it is, when I try to program my telephone to say, that I'm for ISHM, in order to be able to use Siri to dial, I have to actually spell it ISHAM, ISHM. And so when I go, hey Siri, call ISHM, it does so. And but I have to misspell it in order for Siri to understand. So understand that the board knows and is encouraging you all to vote. They feel that your vote is important, and they do want to thank you all for the consideration and participation in this vote. Now understand you have a limited time in which to make your decision and vote. They sent out the notification, at least I received it back on the 22nd, and we have until July 12th. All right. Now, you probably, by listening to me, have kind of figured out which direction I'm going. And so I'm going to let you know very upfront that I am voting for the name change. I think it's about time that we change the vote or change the name to a new name, because again, we do not really participate in materials management work. When it refers to central service, again, we're referring to an old department that was comprised of technicians that did both sterile processing and they did materials management work. And we don't do that. A lot of hospitals, now you say, well, we do still provide material support. Some hospitals do. A lot of hospitals have actually gone away and given crash carts over to the materials management to do, because really the only thing that we had on the crash cart were the, let's say, the cut down tray or intubation trays on there, and the rest of the supplies came from the storeroom anyway. So it's like, why don't we just provide them with the 2 trays they need, and then they go ahead and process the rest of the stuff. So again, I am in favor of the name change. And I'm going to see if this will actually work. I'm in favor to the point that here it is. I'm going to be bringing in my vote and going straight to the fact that you go allow, remove, all right, and then what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to go ahead and click on the link, and hopefully you're all still seeing this. All right, and so I go to the main page when I click on the link talking about their decision making, and now I'm going to my ballot, and I have decided to do this live. So I am, again, it is Sunday, July 27th at 5:59 p.m. here in California, Pacific Standard Time. And so I am currently going into the vote. And all right, so to read the instructions, again, it says the 2021 ISHM bylaws and articles of incorporation revision. And the purpose is to cast a vote. You need to check the box next to your selection. To change your vote, just click the box again and the mark will be removed. So let's see how that would go. Yes, I click it again and it removes it. So yes, and we'll click it again and removes it. To review additional information, then click the View Facts FAQs link below, okay, right here, View FAQs, Frequently Asked Questions. All right, I'm not going to do that. And to review your selection, then click Go to the Ballot Confirmation button, and it says you may save your ballot and return later by clicking the Logout link. All right. All right, so you have choices. Yes, I vote for the amendment of ISHM Articles of Incorporation to change ISHM's name to Healthcare Sterile Processing Association and change to bylaws as necessary to reflect such new name. Or you have a choice of to click no. I vote against the amendment of the ISHM Number 1, Articles of Incorporation name change to ISHM's name, Healthcare Sterile Processing Association, and the second part, bylaws as necessary to reflect such new name. So you're either for it or you're against it, and the last choice is to abstain. In other words, you don't care either way, and you're going to allow the very few people that actually do vote to make that decision for you. And so again, remember, the percentage is very small. Honestly, if I ask them by July 12th at the end, what was the total count, we'll probably, I'm telling you, I'm probably going to think that we're going to get less than 1,000 votes. And we are 40 to 50,000 members strong. All right. And we should be getting the 40 to 50,000 members all to voice their opinion. Now, if you see this video and you didn't vote, then you can't complain about which way it goes. If you were for the name change but you didn't vote and it didn't get changed, well, that's on you. If you voted against or you wanted to vote against it, you're against the name change but you didn't vote and the name did change, that's on you. All right. So as it is my civic duty, because remember, voting is a privilege that we should exercise. I am voting yes. I'm going to go to ballot confirmation. Oh, look at this. I have I could change my vote or submit my vote. And of course, because this is live, I am submitting my vote for yes. And then afterwards, you have a chance to put in whether or not you felt that this was a good process. I'm going to say very satisfied with the process. I felt it was fairly easy, and I'm going to say so. This was an easy vote and an easy process. And hopefully I spelled everything right. And then I am submitting. And then I'm going to go ahead and end my session. All right. And there you have it, folks. I went ahead and voted. And again, I recommend that you vote. I seriously do. But before I end this, I just wanted to make a comment. I was reading the comments. And it says awesome video. So, but unfortunately, user, you didn't stay on. According, I can see I'm being live. I can see that at least on I don't know where it came from. Probably from YouTube, one of my YouTube viewers and stuff. Also, just wanted to let you know that if you see this video later, all right, then what I would like you to do, because this video is in YouTube, off in the channel for Central Sterilization Solutions, and I would like you to click the like button, and please click the subscribe button and the notification so that you know when we post new videos. My co-host Pernell wanted to be here, but unfortunately I was out of town and was not able to make arrangements for him to join me on this video for today. But by the way, this is going to be the episode for today. We will have something coming up with you. I know last week we did a session on decontamination, the AAMI standards, and covered part of the decontamination session. We will be having managers come on. We're going to be continuing our Managers Corner. And also, I hope to be able to bring on some of the board members who were involved in making the decision for this name change. Hopefully, I can hook up with them sometime this week, record something, and get it out to you next week. I think that would be awesome to do so, because it's really important to understand why it is that they made the name change. They're recommending it. And know this, I do know the fact that the main reason behind it is that, for the most part, your hospital administrators do not know who ISHM is. The general public do not know who we are. And that's a shame, because the fact of the matter is we have a group called AORN, the Association for Operating Room Nurses, and they are well known, even outside of the nursing industry, even outside the healthcare industry. People know who have heard of AORN. We have SGNA dealing with scopes. People know who, not everybody, but people know who they are. We have so many organizations, medical organizations that are out there that people know. And it's about time that we come out of the shadow. All right. So, I just wanted, by the way, put out there that I want to thank each and every sterile processing technician throughout the world, that how you met the challenge this past year and a half with COVID. We're still going through it. I know it's not over yet, but you were faced with the challenge, you stepped up to the challenge, and you succeeded wonderfully, is my belief. And I want to thank every one of you, because, I look at the TV, I see the commercials for thanking the frontline heroes. And I know that they're talking about the doctors and the nurses that save patients' lives. But the fact of the matter is, I truly believe that the reason why they were the frontline heroes is because nobody was aware of the fact that there was a group of us, the behind-the-scenes heroes, the unsung heroes that nobody ever knows about. Because we did our job, it allowed them to do their job and be recognized. And so understand that even if you, to this day, if you see the commercial thanking the frontline heroes, without the world knowing it, those things need to be going to you as well. Take on that, the pride, knowing that because of us, because of every sterile processing technician throughout the world, it allowed the nurses and doctors to be recognized for the great work that they did. Because as we know, they can't do their job until we do our job first. All right. So in my opinion, we are the most important department in the hospital, because nobody can do their job until we do our job. If we don't do our job, patients die. All right. And the fact that we go to work every day and we sterilize instruments, we high-level disinfect scopes, we are involved in saving lives each and every day. So because of that, we need to be recognized. And it's my belief that if we change the name, it's going to make it easier for people to focus on sterile processing and allow us to be recognized in the future. All right, that's all I have to say. I want to thank those of you that watched the live video, and I'm going to go ahead and sign off for now. And I look forward to the next video that we can present to you next Sunday. Until then, you know what? I got to stick with tradition. So at this point, I would ask my co-host Pernell, do you have anything else to say? And he would say, we'll be back.